Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to unbox and set up the HPQ1C versions of our quadcopters. This is coming with the live camera. So when you get the package, you probably gotta get the controller, and then you also get the quadcopters with this package here. Some of you guys have ordered the extra mount. This is the camera mount that's not included with the full package. Is an option items. So some of them order the camera mount at the show. Okay, let's get this out and then count what we need to have. Now, before we even go further, you need to have a couple items. Prepare yourself. You need double-sided tape, Allen wrench. You need also thread locks. You can get them at Home Depot. It's a blue version thread lock. It's not glue, okay? No crazy glue. It's thread lock. So you can able to tighten the cap out on the rotors. You need a set of plier or cutter, and then you need the Phillips screwdrivers. You need 8 AA batteries, alkaline batteries for the controller. So let's get all the item out. So you have a set of blade. And then you have the wall charger. The wireless cameras. Battery pack for the quadcopter. Now, it could be any color. It could be blue or orange or white covers, but it's the same battery packs. Sometimes we have them in different jackets. And then you have also the battery pack for the cameras, on-board cameras. It's also rechargeable. So now let's get the quadcopter out. So take this out, and then you can just slide the skids back and forth, and then you can take out the quadcopters. So that's all you have on the box with the quadcopters. And then the controller side, take this out. That's all you have on the controller box. Let's open up the back of the covers. So the first item that you need to have is a Phillips screwdriver. So there's a Phillips screw head here. So all you need to do is just take it out. So loosen the Phillips screw and then open up the caps. Now do be careful with the screw. It sometimes comes off and then you gotta lose it. So make sure you keep an eye on the screw. This is where the battery holder is. So take this out, and then just use 8 AA batteries. I inserted into my second holder right now. So you need 8 AA batteries, and then there's only one way to insert into the low hubs. So you see those 2 pond, the silver pond that they're coming out from the red. This is always on the bottom portion of it. So plug this in. It's hard to see for me here because I'm trying to adjust with the camera in front of my face. But it shouldn't be that hard to put in. So once you plug it in, go all the way in, and then if you notice, there's 2 little knobs on the top of the side of this holder. This is where you put in the holder as the top portions. Be careful with all the wires. You don't want to break the wires here on the side. So everything in, and then you can lock the screw back. That's how you insert the battery for the controller. Now, regarding the quadcopters, you can mount the blade on it first. So it's all numbers. So number 3 go to number 3, 2, 1. 1 and then 4. The front portion of the quadcopter is the yellow portions, and the back portion of the quadcopter is the black portions. Now all the blade need to be Loctite, thread locks. So you need to have the thread locks ready from Home Depot. It could be some other company name, but it's blue version of a thread lock. No crazy glue or any type of glue onto the caps. To open up the caps, I'm going to open one out and show you how to put it, but you do need to apply to all 4 of the caps from the top. Otherwise, if you don't put the the thread lock, the cap might fly out in mid-air while you're flight. So counter rotate the cap and make sure you grip the entire blade, okay? Complete grip. Don't grip it on the motors. Complete grip on the blade and the motors. And that's just winding, loosen the caps. So once the cap is loose, you can just unthread it, and then make sure you shake well on the cap of the thread locks. So all you need to do is just apply 1 or 2 drops of the thread lock into the threaded hole inside here. So put a couple of the thread lock in there, and then immediately put this back into the shaft, or the main shaft. So after you use a hand, tighten it. Make sure that you tight with some kind of a screwdriver or something that you can able to put right into the hole of the cap and clockwise it. Again, always grip the blade and grip the motor at the same time. So you want to go clockwise to tighten it. Just snuggle fit. Don't over tighten it, because if that's the case, it will crack the blade. Snuggle fit. And do that to all 4 of the caps. Take it out. Put the thread lock onto the caps. And you should wait for about half an hour for the thread lock to dry up before you go further. So once you're able to thread lock all the 4 caps, now is the time to mount the blade. To mount the skids. So in order to mount the skid, all you need to do is just spread out the plastics. So you want to take the rotor out, the caps, the main canopy out. So take it out. So you have 4 screws. This on 2 sides, and this also on the other 2 sides. So initially, perhaps you can use a hand to just get the nut off the screw. So I'm putting 2 and then 2. Make sure you don't lose those screws. So you have 4 screw sets. Now again, the head, the front end is the front. So you want to mount the same color from the skid, also the yellow going to the front. If you look at it, you should see those holes that line up on the bottom of the skids too, right through the plate of the main boards. So from one end of this side, just put the screw around to the hole once you line up, and it should go over to this side. So let's do one first. So let's put the screw back into the nut back into the screw. Okay, I'll do one, and then I'll do the other one on the other side. So you can use any one of these 2 holes. So before you do it, line them up so you can see the holes clear, and put the screw on it. Now I put the nut back to it. I'm gonna mount 2 screws only right now, just to show you guys how to mount the screw. But when you finish, when you actually are mounting it, you can mount all 4 screws into it. Okay. So I'm gonna put 2 first. Now once you put in the nuts, you need the Allen wrench to put on one side of the screw. And then on the other side, you can use a plier to hold on to the nut portion, and just clockwise to tighten the screw. I'm using a cutter, but the proper way is to use a pliers. Okay, I finished the first one, and I'm gonna do the second one now. So again, use the Allen wrench on one side of the screw, and I'm tightening it right now as well. You can see I'm turning it clockwise, so I'm tightening both ends of the screw. So you have to finish with the other 2 sets too. I just right now to show you how to mount it. So now that's how you mount the screw on, and put the cap back. Before you put the cap back, this is how you do it without the camera at this moment. If you want to mount the camera also, you can. Now you need to have a micro SD card. It will support up to 16 GB micro SD cards slot to put inside here. Okay. So to mount the camera, you need the double-sided tape, 3M double-sided tape from Home Depot. Again, so cut a small portion of it, about 3/4 of an inch. The head of the camera is facing down this way. If you notice, this is how it's right side up. If you go this way, it's going to be opposite. So everything will be reversed. So it's going to be like this. So this is supposed to mount right underneath the little base plate here. So what I'm trying to do is putting a tape on top of this here, and one more tape on this side. So that's one, and then the second tape, again another 3/4 of a tape. To go in this side. Now in the center there's a little edges, so you want to line them up in the center with the edge. So that's your 2 sides of the tape. So let's release the tape, and release the tape on this side, and this should stick up on the bottom of this metal plate. So just try to line them up in between the 2 arms, and then this line them up all the way up to the edge right here on the cameras, in the middle of the base plate. Well, do whatever you can do as your best, and just press on it for a few seconds, 10 seconds, and this should allow you to mount the cameras. Now this is mounting the camera is without the people that has the camera mount. If you have the camera mount, you have an option to mount on the actual camera mount itself. But this is with the people that did not order the camera mount, then you mount the camera right onto the quadcopter itself. Notice if you notice here, this is where you insert the battery in the quadcopters. So insert on one side, and then insert on the second side of the Velcro. If this too loose, so what you need to do is basically now be careful on your receiver on the other end. So if it's too loose, all you need to do is just unlock the Velcro. Let's do it one more time. So holding the Velcro on one side of the strip like this, on one end of your fingers, and then hold on to this, but don't press on it too hard because you're pressing against the quadcopters. So you just want to hold on to the battery side, and then one of your finger gripping the Velcro. So overlap the other end of the Velcro. Now, this will tighten the battery pack onto the Velcros. You wanted to put a second batteries. That is your camera batteries to be mounted on the bottom, on the top of this original battery packs. So do the same thing. So you wanted to overlay the Velcro to tighten it. So one finger on one side of the Velcro, and then the other finger overlap the Velcro. So that's how you tighten the batteries. So you can go against the camera and the Velcro. That's where you insert the battery packs. Now you have two plug-in. This plug-in is where the quadcopter plugs in, and then this plug-in is where the receiver plugs in for the cameras. This is how you mount the camera along to the quadcopters. So you have the remaining portion of the wires, and there are slots in the front end here. So you want to put the connectors right through the slots. There's two connectors and two wires right through the slot of the base plate. So it go over here. So I'm gonna grab these two wires and pull it along to shorten the wire coming out from the camera to the base. So from this portion of the wires is where you mount to the receiver side. So mounting the camera on the receiver side, there's two connectors. There's no way you can go wrong. One connector goes in the first end, and there's the little two edges on the side of these connectors. This is where you mate with the other side of the connectors. So you could hear a little click sound once it's in. Again, you see the two edges on the white portion of the connectors. They should go to these two edges where the connectors are. So one connector is bigger than the other one. This is 5 different wires, and this one is 4 wire connectors. So 5 wire go into the 5 wire connector hub, and then the 4 wire go into the 4 wire hubs. That's how you connect the camera to the receiver. Now I'm doing all this setup is because you have the cameras. You can fly also without putting this camera on it as a learning curve. So if you decide not to put the camera, you don't have to do all these connections. This is an optional connections for you. And then you have the little pigtail from the receiver. This is going right through the little gutter in between the plate. So make sure you go through that right into the base plate. And this is where you connect the camera powers. So that's pretty much it on connecting the receivers. So after you finish everything, you just need to basically pop this canopy back into the arms. So make sure all these plastic are holding from the arms. Now sometimes it bends in, it's normal, so you just need to unbend it and back outwards. So make sure that it has a little grip to the all 4 of the corner has a little grip to the like this one here. It bends it inwards. So what I do is just bend it back the other side. So now this gives you the little gripping to all the arms. If you want to, you can actually put a masking tape on one end of this side and a masking tape on this end of the side. So it'll hold the canopy a little more stronger hold. So we are ready to do test flight, and this is the package of how to mount camera, how to mount the blade, how to put the battery into the controller. And one last thing is that you need to have the battery charged before you fly, of course. So basically, you come with the charger, just plug into the wall outlet, and then the hub for the charging battery. Now you have 2 of them. Do not, again, it's very, make sure you do not charge 2 batteries at the same time. Do not do that. you can only charge one at a time. If you do both at the same time, it will burn up the charger. So plug in from the AC outlet to the hub. Let's get the battery out. I'm just showing you earlier how to mount the battery into the quadcopter. Now I'm pulling the battery out. So you can charge either one first. It doesn't matter. So the larger one go into the larger coupling, and then the smaller one go into the smaller couplings. So all the white connectors from the battery pack are the charging units. All the red connectors from the battery pack are the power output for the actual quadcopter and the cameras. So let's do that. So when you plug into the wall, let's go behind here, the wall. So when you plug into the wall, you should see a light. So it has a solid red light. So when you plug in the first batteries, and it should begin blinking. When it's finished blinking, when it's finished charging, it should turn green. The same as the other. So let's show you the other one too. So the same as the other battery packs. So if you're charging on the bigger pack, so you use the bigger hub. So it should be, once you plug in, it should be solid, and it shouldn't be blinking. And then when you plug this in, now it's blinking, and it should be blinking. And this is charging the batteries. Again, do not charge two batteries at the same time, one at a time when you do the charging. Otherwise, you're going to burn up the charger. So that's how you do the unboxing and charging the battery and how to mount the cameras in there. My next section will show you how to turn on the radio, how to bind with the radio to the quadcopter and the cameras, and how to do a test flight on it.